really the gangster of comedy? How'd you get started into this? And you really like a gangster of this shit, the Godfather.
Yeah, well, I was cut from a different cloth. I was straight from prison, and when you in an environment such as prison, you kind of
Did you say prison?
yeah, I was in prison. I was a drug dealer. I sold drugs for real.
Oh, okay. Exclusive. Exclusive. Tell
No,
us
that
that.
ain't
Go
no
ahead.
secret. Niggas know who I was in the streets.
Okay.
And so I tried to change my life, and I got into the comedy game. And the guys in comedy wasn't built like the niggas that I was used to dealing with in prison. So when I came, I tried to be humble. And everybody know this story. The first person that I almost really had beef with was Gerald Kelly, which is a very good friend of mine now.
Yeah.
I came to him. I did a show, and I said, "Hey, man, I'm a new comedian. This is what young comedians say."
Right.
It was Gerald, Rob Stapleton, and Talent. Three people I approached.
New
I
York
said,
Kings.
"I'm a young comedian, and I want to be, I want to know what you got to do and how to work on a set to get on Def Jam." And Gerald was like, "Ha! This nigga got one show, and he want to do Def Jam already." And my mentality was prison. And you know how when a nigga in prison feel like he getting played, he reacts a whole different way. I was like, "Yo, money, don't fucking ever try to play me like that again." And so, but years passed. Me and Gerald, the best of friends. I walked up to Talent next, and I was like, "Yo, I'm trying to get into this comedy game." And Talent was like, "Yeah, well, I only fuck with one new jack at a time." And he was mentoring Rudy Rush.
Wow.
And Rob never liked new comedians. Rob you had to have some kind of credit or something for Rob to fuck with you.
True that.
Like
That's real
Monique,
shit.
Mike Epps, and all of that.
Yep.
So I was like, "Fuck them niggas."
Yeah.
I told them all. I was like, "Fuck them." And I started hosting this comedy club called BBQs. And I never forget, I told this nigga, I said, "Yo, don't pay me nothing until I show you what I can do." Because I've always been a hustler, and I've always been the type of dude to gravitate. And when BBQs opened, it was like a fucking drug dealer's heaven. Because that's, I'm here, I'm this new raunchy comedian. I'm wearing minks to the shows. I'm coming in limos. I'm making it a festival.
Right.
And so around the corner, but you got all the drug dealers, all the chicks that want drug dealers wearing full-length minks to a fucking club in the Bronx.
Wow.
And it became for 8 to 10 years, the biggest thing happening. But then my career started blossoming. And when I left, it kind of like went down plus the owner died. So that was the beginning of the Capone career. After that, man, it just was about knocking down walls. And I saw in comedy, comedians are not really straight up dudes.
Right.
It's a lot of backstabbing, a lot of shit talking. And I'm not that type of guy. Whatever I say I'm going to do. And I tried to stay away from the street, but it's like they kept pulling me in there. Right. And my mental was different, but my attitude was kind of still, the same way.
So basically you saying you came from being in prison,
yes,
to being one of the greatest comedians in the world.
Yes, sir.
Which is an amazing story. Where's the clap set? That is an amazing story right there. Our producer's a little late, man, working. But this thing goes to that next level, we're going to change everybody. So you see those boxes? Those boxes going to have white.
It's a damn lie.
Boys all over. It's starting out black, but it's going to have 4 white boys up there at the pace we're going. But it's all good because there's a lot of technical difficulties.
Okay,
right?
I got it. We good.
And that's the Corona difficulty.
Right.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Capone, tell me this. How did you get into your first film?
My first film, believe it or not, was in high school. I was in Beach Street.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Beach Street.
Wow.
Beach Street. You was in Beach Street?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, man, I have to watch that.
See, as you learned earlier, Malcolm, I was I was into music. That's what led me to drug dealing. I was into music. I was signed with Entertainment.
I seen you.
And,
I seen you.
My song with In Touch, Keep Sweat, back then, they put me on the shelf. So I was promised a deal right after I got out of high school, signed with Entertainment, and my album never got put out. So I got bitter. I had bills. I had no job, and that's how I hit the streets.
I seen that video of that song, and I'm laughing. It ain't gonna work with you doing no rapping, no singing, none of that shit, because you so high level as a comedian. You start rapping or start singing, niggas is laughing at you. If you was a mediocre comedian, but I'm laughing the whole time, and you actually good as shit. So I'm like, this is crazy shit. It don't work. Remember when Eddie Murphy first started singing? Oh, yeah.
No,
Eddie was laughing. They thought it was a joke. Like,
Eddie
this nigga can't be serious. Man. Like, this is a joke.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. Now, Jamie Foxx, he was singing, and first they thought it was like, hold up. But then he kept doing it, and he's like, okay, we gonna accept that. But you a gangster, nigga. Real. And here you singing party.
I was singing way before I became a gangster.
Oh, wow.
It's one path, nigga. You can't do two paths, nigga. You can't be a goddamn singing ass nigga and a comedian ass nigga. That don't work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're right.
Nah, that ain't gonna work. Because if you was mediocre, it would work.
Did I answer your question?
Absolutely.